What would you do if your name was tied to one of the most powerful and controversial families in the world? Would you embrace the spotlight or try to escape it? At just 18 years old, Kai Trump, the eldest granddaughter of Donald Trump, is proving that she's more than just her last name. Quiet, poised, and unexpectedly captivating, Kai has finally stepped into the public eye, leaving the world intrigued by her every move. From her heartfelt speech at the Republican National Convention to her growing influence on social media, Kai is quietly reshaping what it means to be a Trump. She's not following the expected path of politics or business, at least not yet. Instead, she's balancing her love for golf, her education, and her role within her family's legacy with a maturity far beyond her years. But is her growing public presence part of a calculated plan, or simply a young woman finding her voice? How has she managed to connect with people in a way that feels so authentic, despite the weight of her family name? And what does her future hold in a family that thrives on bold moves and larger-than-life ambitions? Let's dive into the life of Kai Trump and uncover how she's turning quiet moments into powerful statements. Kai Trump's name isn't the first that comes to mind when people think about the Trump family. The eldest granddaughter of former President Donald Trump, she's often been seen but not heard. A quiet figure in a family that thrives on public attention. At just 18, she's now stepping into the spotlight in a way that has left many surprised, and for good reason. For years, the media and public speculated about her future. Would she follow in her grandfather's footsteps, diving into the world of business or politics? Would she continue the family tradition of making headlines? Or would she choose a quieter life, away from the Trump name's heavy expectations? Unlike her siblings and cousins, Kai has maintained a low profile for much of her life. She grew up in Palm Beach, Florida, with her parents, Donald Trump Jr. and Vanessa Trump, and her 4 younger siblings. While her family was no stranger to the cameras, Kai seemed content to stay in the background, focusing on her studies and her passion for golf. It wasn't until recently that she began to attract attention, and when she did, it wasn't for the reasons many expected. 18 is a significant milestone for anyone, but for Kai Trump, it marked the beginning of a new chapter. Suddenly, the reserved teenager was making appearances alongside her grandfather at political events, engaging with supporters, and even taking to the stage at rallies. It was a side of Kai that the public hadn't seen before. While she had always been described as grounded and private, her recent actions suggested a young woman ready to embrace her place within one of the most famous families in the world. What's most striking is how effortlessly she's managed to balance her newfound public role with her personal pursuits. Kai's commitment to golf, for instance, remains unwavering. As the captain of her high school varsity golf team, she's not just a participant but a leader, inspiring her teammates both on and off the course. Her dedication has already paid off. She's verbally committed to playing collegiate golf at the University of Miami, a move that highlights her determination to excel in her chosen path. It's clear that golf isn't just a hobby for Kai, it's a passion she's pursued with focus and discipline. But as Kai stepped into the public eye, her appearances sparked questions. Why now? What has changed? Her involvement in her grandfather's 2024 presidential campaign seemed to be a turning point. Whether it was standing alongside him at rallies or sharing personal anecdotes during speeches, Kai showed a natural ability to connect with people. One moment that stood out was when she described Donald Trump not as the businessman or politician that the world knows, but simply as her grandpa. This humanizing portrayal resonated with many, giving a glimpse of the family dynamics behind the larger-than-life public personas. Her social media presence also began to grow. On platforms like Instagram and YouTube, Kai shared behind-the-scenes looks at campaign events, showing a more candid and relatable side of the Trump family. These vlogs offered something different, a perspective that felt fresh and genuine, even to those who might not align politically with her family. Fans praised her for her authenticity, and her content quickly gained traction, proving that Kai has the potential to carve out her own niche in the ever-evolving world of digital media. The shift in Kai's public persona hasn't gone unnoticed by the media. Some outlets have been quick to draw comparisons between her and her cousins, speculating about what her growing presence might mean for the Trump legacy. Others have questioned whether her participation in campaign events signals a deeper involvement in the family's political aspirations. For now, Kai has remained tight-lipped about her long-term plans, focusing instead on the present moment. There's something undeniably compelling about watching someone come into their own, especially under such intense public scrutiny. Kai's decision to step into the spotlight feels deliberate, a choice that reflects both her maturity and her awareness of the unique position she holds. She isn't just another member of the Trump family. She's forging a path that's distinctly her own. What that path looks like remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. Kai Trump is no longer content to remain in the background. Kai Trump's recent emergence into the public eye has sparked a mix of curiosity and admiration. Though her public appearances have been sporadic, they've been impactful. One of the most talked about moments came when she stood alongside her grandfather, Donald Trump, during a rally for his 2024 presidential campaign. The image of the reserved teenager stepping into the fervent energy of a political rally was striking. She wasn't there as just another family member, but as someone beginning to understand her place in a family that has long been in the spotlight. For years, Kai was known for her low-key demeanor, especially compared to her more public siblings and cousins. But during the rally, her words and presence carried a weight that wasn't expected of an 18-year-old. When she spoke, she addressed the crowd with sincerity, sharing anecdotes about her grandfather that humanized him. "He's always been my grandpa first," she said, smiling at the crowd. "The man who loves golf, ice cream, and telling the best stories, not just the businessman or the politician you all know." Her words didn't just soften his image, but offered a glimpse into their personal bond, something rarely seen in the hyper-competitive political arena. The rally wasn't the only time Kai captured public attention. Her social media presence, which had been relatively modest, began to grow as she shared snippets of her experiences. One video stood out in particular, a behind-the-scenes vlog of a campaign event. In it, Kai's candid moments, fixing her hair in a backstage mirror, laughing with her cousins, and nervously practicing her lines, showed a relatable side to a family often viewed as larger than life. The authenticity of her content resonated with viewers, many of whom praised her for being genuine and approachable despite her family's high profile. While some might view her participation as strategic, Kai seemed to approach these appearances with a sense of duty rather than ambition. Sources close to the family have noted that Kai felt it was important to support her grandfather during a pivotal moment in his career. However, unlike others in the Trump family who have leaned heavily into the political and business spheres, Kai's involvement felt more personal. It was less about power and influence and more about family, a sentiment that further endeared her to the public. The reaction to her presence was overwhelmingly positive. Many supporters commented on her poise and maturity, while critics acknowledged her ability to present a different side of the Trump family. In a world where political families often seem disconnected from everyday people, Kai's relatability was refreshing. She wasn't trying to fit the mold of a politician or business mogul, she was simply being herself. But as with anything connected to the Trump name, her involvement also drew its share of criticism. Some questioned whether her presence at campaign events was appropriate for someone her age. Others speculated that her appearances were carefully orchestrated to soften the Trump brand and appeal to a younger demographic. Kai, however, seemed unfazed by the speculation. She carried herself with a quiet confidence, focusing on the moments that mattered most to her, like spending time with her family and excelling in her personal interests. One of those interests, of course, is golf. While the public and media were busy dissecting her campaign involvement, Kai was busy preparing for her future on the golf course. Her dedication to the sport has been a constant in her life, a source of focus and discipline amid the chaos of public scrutiny. At school, she's not just another player on the team, she's a leader, guiding her peers and setting an example of hard work and determination. Her verbal commitment to play collegiate golf at the University of Miami further cements her reputation as a talented and ambitious athlete. Kai's love for golf has also been a key part of her relationship with her grandfather. The two have often been seen golfing together, sharing moments that are both competitive and lighthearted. In one particularly memorable instance, a photo of Kai and Donald Trump laughing on the green went viral, with fans and critics alike noting the genuine bond between them. It's these small, humanizing moments that have made her story so compelling. While her grandfather's life has been filled with high-stakes negotiations and political debates, Kai's presence offers a softer, more grounded perspective. As her public appearances increase, so do the questions about her future. Will she take on a larger role within the Trump organization? Will she step into politics one day, following in her grandfather's footsteps? Or will she continue to carve out a life that's entirely her own, focused on golf, education, and personal fulfillment? For now, Kai remains tight-lipped about her long-term plans, choosing instead to focus on the present. It's a choice that reflects her maturity and understanding of the weight of her family's legacy. Her ability to balance these two worlds, her personal ambitions and her role within the Trump family, has set her apart. While many her age are figuring out who they are and what they want to do, Kai seems to have a clear sense of herself, even if the details of her future remain uncertain. This blend of groundedness and mystery is what keeps the public fascinated. It's not just about what she's doing now, but what she might do next. For a family known for its bold moves and headline-grabbing actions, Kai's quieter approach feels like a departure and a breath of fresh air. As Kai Trump's presence in the public eye continues to grow, so does the conversation about her role in shaping the next chapter of her family's legacy. While her actions may seem subtle compared to the larger-than-life personas of her relatives, they carry significant weight. During the lead-up to her grandfather's campaign events, it wasn't just her appearances that garnered attention. It was how she carried herself, blending the confidence expected of a Trump with a humility that felt unique to her. One of the most pivotal moments came during the 2024 Republican National Convention. Kai's speech, though brief, was impactful. It wasn't a grandiose statement about politics or family legacy. Instead, it was personal and heartfelt. She shared anecdotes about her grandfather's influence on her life, from teaching her the importance of perseverance on the golf course to encouraging her to always aim high, both literally and figuratively. Her words struck a chord with the audience, offering a glimpse of the man behind the public persona. The significance of her role at the convention wasn't lost on political analysts, who noted that Kai represented something rare in politics, a fresh perspective within a family often associated with controversy. She didn't try to distance herself from her family's legacy, nor did she attempt to overshadow it. Instead, she struck a delicate balance, embracing her roots while making it clear she had her own identity. This balance extended to her interactions with the media. While her grandfather and other family members often dominated headlines with bold statements and fiery rhetoric, Kai's approach was quieter, more measured. When asked about her plans for the future, she didn't make sweeping declarations or give definitive answers. Instead, she spoke about her immediate goals: finishing high school, continuing her golf career, and spending time with her family. Her responses were simple, yet they revealed a maturity that set her apart. Away from the spotlight, Kai's commitment to her personal passions continued to shine. Her golfing career remained a central focus, and her achievements on the course began to attract attention beyond her local community. As captain of her high school varsity team, she led by example, inspiring her teammates with her dedication and work ethic. Her verbal commitment to play collegiate golf at the University of Miami was a proud moment, not just for her, but for her family. It was a testament to her discipline and ambition, qualities that have been instilled in her from a young age. Her connection to her grandfather also remained a constant. The two shared many memorable moments on the golf course, but their bond went beyond the game. For Donald Trump, a man known for his business acumen and political ambitions, his relationship with Kai seemed to offer a reprieve from the pressures of his public life. Their time together was often captured in candid photos and videos, showing a softer side of both individuals. These moments resonated with supporters who saw in Kai a reflection of the values her grandfather often spoke about: hard work, resilience, and loyalty. As her public profile grew, so did the scrutiny. Critics questioned whether Kai's increasing presence was part of a calculated strategy to soften the Trump brand. Was she being groomed to take on a more prominent role in the family's political and business ventures? Or was she simply a young woman finding her place in a world shaped by her family's notoriety? The truth likely lies somewhere in between. While her appearances undoubtedly benefited her grandfather's campaign, they also seemed to align with her own journey of self-discovery. This duality, being both a member of the Trump family and an individual with her own ambitions, was a theme that ran through much of Kai's recent activity. It's a challenging balance to strike, especially under the intense public scrutiny that comes with her last name. Yet Kai has managed to navigate this space with grace, maintaining her authenticity while acknowledging the weight of her family's legacy. The media's fascination with Kai shows no signs of waning. Articles and op-eds speculate about her potential future roles, from taking on a leadership position in the Trump organization to stepping into the political arena. Others suggest she might carve out an entirely different path, one that distances her from the family's more traditional pursuits. For now, these remain just speculations, as Kai herself has not made any definitive statements about her long-term plans. What's clear, however, is that she has the support of her family, who have spoken highly of her achievements and character. Kai's ability to stay grounded amid the chaos of her family's public life has become one of her defining traits. Whether she's attending a campaign rally, leading her golf team, or simply spending time with her siblings, she approaches each moment with the same quiet confidence. It's a quality that has earned her respect from both supporters and critics, who recognize that she is forging a path that's uniquely her own. As the campaign season progressed, Kai's presence became more than just a symbol of familial support. It was a statement of her growing influence within the Trump family and beyond. While her grandfather may be the one seeking re-election, Kai's role in humanizing him and connecting with younger audiences added a new dimension to the campaign. It's a role she has embraced, not as a spokesperson or figurehead, but as a granddaughter offering her perspective. The question now is not just what Kai will do next, but how she will navigate the expectations that come with being a Trump. Her journey so far has shown that she is more than capable of balancing her personal ambitions with her responsibilities to her family. As she steps further into adulthood, the choices she makes will undoubtedly shape not only her future, but also the legacy of one of the most talked-about families in modern history. As Kai Trump navigates her growing presence in the public eye, her story continues to intrigue. While many had anticipated a reserved life away from the limelight, Kai has embraced her role within the Trump family with a poise that belies her age. Her ability to balance public appearances with personal ambitions has set her apart, prompting many to wonder how her journey will shape the Trump legacy. This quiet yet deliberate transformation is as much about defining her individuality as it is about supporting her family. One of the most telling aspects of Kai's evolution has been her ability to connect with a younger audience. As the eldest of Donald Trump Jr.'s 5 children, Kai occupies a unique position in the Trump family hierarchy. Her social media presence, while not as extensive as some of her cousins, offers a glimpse into her life that feels both relatable and aspirational. Her vlogs from key campaign events, such as the 2024 Republican National Convention and her grandfather's rallies, have provided a fresh perspective on the inner workings of the Trump family. Unlike the highly polished posts often associated with political figures, Kai's content feels authentic, resonating with those looking for a more genuine narrative. Beyond social media, Kai's active participation in her grandfather's 2024 presidential campaign has continued to draw attention. Her presence at rallies and events isn't just symbolic, it reflects a deeper commitment to her family's efforts. During these appearances, Kai exudes a calm confidence, whether she's greeting supporters or standing on stage alongside her grandfather. Her speech at the convention, where she painted a heartfelt portrait of Donald Trump as a loving grandfather, marked a pivotal moment. It wasn't just about supporting his political ambitions. It was about humanizing a figure often seen through a polarizing lens. But while Kai's public role is significant, it's her ability to maintain her personal pursuits that makes her story even more compelling. Her love for golf remains a constant, providing her with a sense of focus and discipline amid the whirlwind of public life. As captain of her high school varsity team, she's demonstrated leadership both on and off the course, earning the respect of her peers. Her verbal commitment to the University of Miami to play collegiate golf further underscores her determination to excel in the sport. These accomplishments reflect a young woman who is not only aware of her responsibilities, but also deeply committed to her passions. Kai's bond with her grandfather has also played a crucial role in shaping her identity. Their shared love of golf has provided them with countless moments of connection, both public and private. It's no secret that Donald Trump holds his family in high regard, often expressing pride in their achievements. For Kai, These moments of support and encouragement have likely been instrumental in building her confidence as she navigates her dual roles as a private individual and a public figure. However, Kai's increasing prominence hasn't been without its challenges. As her appearances have grown more frequent, so too has the scrutiny surrounding her actions. Critics have questioned whether her involvement in her grandfather's campaign is a sign of her being groomed for a larger role within the Trump family's political and business ventures. Others have speculated that her presence is part of a calculated effort to soften the family's image and appeal to a broader audience. While these theories are inevitable given her surname, Kai has remained focused on her immediate goals, rarely engaging with speculation about her future. What sets Kai apart from other members of her family is her quiet confidence. In a family known for its bold personalities and headline-grabbing statements, Kai's approach feels refreshingly understated. She doesn't shy away from her family's legacy, but she also doesn't rely on it to define her. Instead, she's carving out a path that feels authentically her own, whether that's through her achievements in golf, her growing social media presence, or her carefully chosen public appearances. As Kai transitions into adulthood, the question of what comes next looms large. While her current focus appears to be on completing her education and pursuing her golf career, it's hard to ignore the potential for her to take on a larger role within the Trump family. Could she one day step into the political arena? Or will she choose to remain in the background, supporting her family while building a life separate from their legacy? These questions remain unanswered, but one thing is clear. Kai Trump is forging a path that blends the personal with the public, the traditional with the modern. The Trump name carries with it a weight of expectation, but Kai seems unburdened by this legacy. Her ability to balance her individuality with her family's prominence is a testament to her maturity and self-awareness. As the eldest of a new generation of Trumps, she represents a potential shift in how the family is perceived. Where previous generations have leaned heavily into politics and business, Kai's focus on authenticity and personal achievement offers a new perspective. As her journey unfolds, Kai continues to captivate those who follow her story. Her quiet determination and thoughtful approach to her public and private lives suggest a young woman who is not only aware of her unique position, but also ready to embrace it on her terms. Whether she chooses to take on a more prominent role in the family's endeavors or chart a completely independent course, Kai Trump's future remains an open book. And for a family that thrives on capturing the world's attention, that sense of unpredictability might just be her greatest strength. As Kai Trump steps further into adulthood, the world watches with keen interest. Her journey has already revealed a remarkable blend of grace, confidence, and authenticity, qualities that have set her apart in a family known for its larger-than-life personas. At 18, she stands at a crossroads where her choices could redefine not only her future, but also the broader Trump legacy. The decisions she makes now will likely influence how the world perceives the next generation of this iconic family. Kai's recent actions suggest a young woman who is both deeply grounded and open to exploring new opportunities. Her verbal commitment to play collegiate golf at the University of Miami is a testament to her dedication to the sport. It also highlights her ability to focus on personal goals amidst the whirlwind of public attention. While many in her position might feel overwhelmed by the expectations tied to their family name, Kai seems to embrace the balance between public and private life with remarkable maturity. Her role within her grandfather's 2024 presidential campaign has only added to the intrigue surrounding her. Kai's involvement was not just a matter of familial obligation. It was a deliberate choice to step into a space that has both personal and public significance. Whether it was through heartfelt speeches at rallies or behind-the-scenes moments shared on social media, Kai demonstrated an ability to connect with people in a way that felt genuine and unforced. These interactions not only humanized her grandfather, but also offered a glimpse of the person Kai is becoming, a thoughtful and compassionate young woman with a clear sense of purpose. But while Kai's current path seems to focus on her education and athletic career, the possibilities for her future remain vast. The Trump family's history of involvement in politics and business has often been framed as an all-or-nothing pursuit. Yet Kai's approach suggests a more nuanced perspective, one that prioritizes individuality and authenticity over conformity to expectations. This balance is especially noteworthy in a family where public image and legacy often take precedence. As speculation about her future continues, one question looms larger than any other. Will Kai Trump eventually step into a leadership role within the Trump family? Or will she forge a completely independent path? The answer may not come for years, but the groundwork she's laying now offers clues about the direction she might take. Her ability to navigate the complexities of her family's legacy while staying true to herself is a rare and admirable quality. It's a testament to her upbringing and the values instilled in her by her parents and grandfather. For now, Kai seems content to focus on the present. Her passion for golf, her commitment to her education, and her close relationship with her family are clear priorities. Yet, even in this phase of self-discovery, her actions are shaping the narrative of what it means to be part of the Trump family in the 21st century. In a family often defined by its patriarchs, Kai represents a shift toward a more inclusive and diverse legacy. Her choices, whether they involve public service, private entrepreneurship, or entirely different pursuits, will undoubtedly influence how future generations of Trumps are perceived. Kai's story also highlights the generational evolution within the Trump family. While her grandfather built his legacy on boldness and ambition, Kai's approach feels more reflective and measured. This generational shift is not just about style, it's about substance. It suggests a family dynamic that is evolving to include a broader range of perspectives and priorities. For a family that has often been seen as monolithic in its values and goals, this evolution is both refreshing and significant. The public's fascination with Kai Trump lies in her ability to defy expectations, while still honoring her family's legacy. She isn't trying to outshine her relatives or break away from them entirely. Instead, she's carving out a space where she can be both a Trump and an individual, two identities that are often difficult to reconcile. This delicate balance has made her one of the most intriguing figures in a family that has rarely been out of the spotlight. As the years unfold, Kai will undoubtedly face new challenges and opportunities. The weight of her family's name will always be a factor, but her journey so far suggests that she's more than capable of carrying it. Whether she chooses to embrace a public role within the Trump legacy or chart a completely independent course, Kai's future is hers to define. And in doing so, she may not only shape her own destiny, but also influence how the Trump family is remembered for generations to come. For now, one thing is certain: Kai Trump's story is far from over. At 18, she has already made an indelible mark, not just as a member of a famous family, but as an individual with her own voice and ambitions. Her journey is a testament to the power of authenticity and resilience in a world that often demands conformity. And as she continues to navigate the complexities of her unique position, the world will undoubtedly be watching every step of the way. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.